I got something here I think you'll really enjoy seeing.
Okay.
It's a very old Viking coin. It was found in England.
That's cool. And why do you call it a Viking coin?
Because it was used by the Vikings.
They were a really odd culture because they really didn't care about taking land. It was all about, let's get in a boat, let's cruise somewhere and just take everything they got.
I bought it when I was in England, in one of the country fairs. Just looked interesting. It's commonly called an English penny. Since my grandkids don't want it, I think somebody else might like to have it.
Generally, they were just raiders, okay? It got to the point where they didn't even have to invade anymore. The Viking ships would pull into a harbor. The people in the town, they would take just about all the gold and silver and everything else in the town, bring it down to the harbor and says, is this enough? And it got to a point where generally, yeah, we'll take it, we'll leave. And that is basically the way the Vikings works for a long time. Let me take a look at it. My big concern is there might be a few small clips on there, but they're almost always cut up. And this one's not cut up. It was actually a profession. People did this for a living. They would constantly get coins, bring them home, clip a little silver off, try to exchange it for some other ones. And before you know it, at the end of the month, you had a big pile of silver. Even though the Vikings did rule part of England at one time, I'm not sure how a coin with English markings can be considered Viking. If a connection is there, I think it might make it more valuable. I'm just not sure. What do you want to do with it?
I want to sell it.
Well, how much you want out of it?
All I can get.
Okay, well, you want 50 bucks?
No.
I do have a guy who will probably know a lot more about it than I do. My big concern is you wouldn't believe how many of these are faked. There's no law against faking them.
Well, that's what these are for. This is the provenance.
These aren't telling me anything. Let me explain something to you. If people figure out a way to fake something, they fake it. Always have, always will. So I'm gonna call a friend, get him down here. He's gonna look at it. If it's legit, we'll figure out a price and we'll maybe make a deal.
Okay.
Well, it definitely is an old penny struck in England. Dates to around 900 AD, which is exactly when the Vikings were in control of the whole area north of London, all the way up into Scotland, after the invasions of about 865.
All right.
And this particular type shows how the Vikings had adopted so many aspects of Anglo-Saxon culture. You notice the cross on one side. That's a Christian symbol. By the time this was struck, the Vikings, who were now in England, had converted.
So you think it's 100% legit?
You're both correct. It is a Viking coin struck in England.
Wow. What's it worth?
Well, this may help. Almost as interesting as the coin. This coin is pedigreed back to the 10th Duke of Argyll.
Okay, and when did he live?
Well, he died in 1949.
Okay.
And about the last decade, at least, of his life, he kind of devoted himself to his coins and his collections. This would have been his ticket that he wrote with his own hand. So this is really interesting. This coin is in really extraordinary shape, and I don't see any good evidence of clipping. So this coin was probably buried. Totally genuine, nice pedigree. I think it's probably worth $1,200, maybe a touch more.
Okay.
It's a nice coin.
All right, thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. Glad I could help.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This particular coin is quite popular because it demonstrates how the Vikings had become invested into Anglo-Saxon culture, which gives it a little more esteem in the eyes of collectors.
So how much you want for it?
Well, he said it's worth $1,200, and I know you have to, this isn't free. So, how about 1,000? That gives you some room, and it is a super specimen.
It's cool, I'll give you that. How about 700?
I can't do 7. Would you go 800?
Yeah, I'll do 800 bucks.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, I'll meet you right up there.
All right. I think 800 is a right price for that coin. I'm going to take that 800, and I'll find a place for it here in Las Vegas.